Hi everybody, I'm Dave Thomas. Welcome back to yet another year of HHTV programming here on HHTV. We are in our 9th year of original programming just for you, the residents of the Hatboro-Horsham School District. Again, I am Dave Thomas. Joining me this year on camera, one of our student hosts, Ebony Jimerson.
Hi.
Ebony is, well, she wants to do this for a living. She is going to start this year as a senior here at the high school. She's going to be a host. You're going to get used to seeing her throughout the year, doing shows like News You Can Use, as well as some original programming that is going to be brand new this year. So we are very excited about bringing you a whole host of new shows and new opportunities for our students. Now, what you don't see is behind the scenes, there are also students in the control room and working out some of our cameras and our audio. Lots of opportunities for your students here at the high school through HHTV. Well, this show, News You Can Use, is all about getting ready for the first day of school. And as promised, I'm not going to host this one that much. Ebony Jimerson is going to be your host. Ebony, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. All over the country, students and teachers are heading back to school. But before the doors open or the first bell of the new school year even rang, teachers and staff of the Hatboro-Horsham community are learning how to keep the students safe and also how to make sure students are getting the best education possible.
Teachers from the Hatboro-Horsham School District work diligently in a professional training class to prepare for the upcoming school year. This seminar was the first of many intended to help teachers deliver instruction in an evolving classroom.
So we're just going to do some work today. For many of you, it's going to be a refresher of information you already know, talking about those 4 domains and talking.
The main focus of today's activities surrounded the work of Charlotte Danielson. Charlotte Danielson has produced a framework for teaching and learning. She breaks down teaching into 22 essential components. Those 22 components fall into 4 domains: planning and preparation, classroom environment, instruction, and professional responsibility. Our goal was to help the teachers unpack those 22 components, to think about what they do in their classrooms, what they plan to do in their classrooms, and how they can work this year to become a better teacher, because we know that you can never stop learning, especially when you're a teacher.
Sarah Stout and I have planned some interactive things for this session, so you won't be...
Mrs. Stout and I work to make the presentation engaging and to tap into those higher level thinking skills that we want our teachers to work with their students day in and day out in classroom instruction.
One engaging exercise had teachers post their teaching ideas onto 8 posters, representing the 4 areas of Danielson's framework for teaching strategies. The teachers then broke into groups and narrowed down the responses to what they think would work best under the Danielson plan.
We wanted to model activities that were engaging and rigorous. We wanted to promote collaboration between all colleagues in grades 3 as well as in the secondary level. And we wanted to give teachers time to think about the year that was coming up ahead of time, and to listen to what their colleagues were saying as they considered what they might do this year.
And then the most common response you see, connecting with students. And then for the aha moment, promoting tolerance and respect among and between students and teachers.
Good. Sounds good. Yep.
Activities like today are really vital to helping our teachers grow as professionals. Teaching is a skill, and there are many different ways you can accomplish providing instruction to students in a class. We learn more and more each year about how our students learn best, how to connect with students, what is important in terms of child psychology and student learning. And so activities such as this one are vital because it provides teachers an opportunity to learn from their colleagues all different strategies and techniques that'll help our students.
This professional development seminar is just one of many that the Hatboro-Horsham School District initiates throughout the school year.
This is our first week of opening learning sessions, but obviously we continue throughout the school year and we'll always be continuing. And it is always, because we are a profession that is ever evolving and ever changing, we need to continue to learn and grow and gain new skills. And there are new techniques. The technology itself has brought us many different avenues of learning, and so we always need to continue to enhance our skills.
Well, as you know, in our district, we have 3 different grade levels. We have the high school, we have the elementary school, and of course we have the middle school. Before the start of the school year, teachers from Keith Valley Middle School were also gearing up for the return of students. And one thing they're really concentrating on this year is the safety of those students, namely how to avoid bullying. The project is called KV Connects.
What we try to do is get all of the teachers together the first week of school when we get back, just as an opportunity to re-energize, an opportunity to get back, re-establish some relationships, some connections. We want our teachers to go over the curriculum that we're going to be working with our kids on over the school year, and it's just basically a chance for us to get that energy back and get ready for the upcoming school year.
This would be an icebreaker for a short activity, so something you can do pretty quick. And the way it works is you're going to have one person, one volunteer.
That's Bruce Aggie.
Bruce Aggie.
Charlie.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Who is going to start in the middle with his eyes closed. While his eyes are closed, the facilitator, you, or if you want to choose a student, will choose someone to be the instigator. And that instigator is going to have a movement. We'll start with a movement. So it might be stop your feet, it might be this snapping, turning. Okay, you can get creative with the movements. Now, you want to change them frequently. So I might start with this, and then I might start doing this, and then I might turn. Okay, and the object, once we start moving, is the person in the middle is trying to determine who is that instigator.
The binders, one of the pieces of feedback that we got from teachers over the years is that they'd like to have the curriculum organized in kind of a binder system. And so that's exactly what we did this year. So we went out and bought number binders, dividers, organized the curriculum so that they have it at their fingertips. They don't have to go online. They don't necessarily have to print anything else, anything out. They have it there in their room. It's a KV Connects binder. It has our logo. It's got our national recognition on it. And it's just a different way to organize it for the teachers. I think like any other program, we don't believe that we have arrived. We would love to believe that we've gotten better. The way that we look at that and the way that we measure that is both from teacher feedback and student feedback, both on kind of referrals for disciplinary issues and in terms of overall climate. And what we've seen is that our disciplinary referrals have been decreasing every year. Since the inception of the program, our referrals for disciplinary issues have gone down about 50%. And we've also seen an increase in reports of positive student climate and adult climate. So the relationships, the connections that our teachers and students are making are certainly having a positive impact in the Keith Valley community.
Well, you know the teachers from KV are geared up and ready for the KV Connects program, but what about the students? One of the things we're really concentrating on this year on all grade levels is making sure students are good in different social situations. In other words, we know how hard it is meeting someone for the first time, how awkward that can be. Well, imagine if you're a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader. Well, Keith Valley Middle School made sure they concentrated this year, and KV Cares is all about making sure those students know how to interact properly and appropriately with each other.
Today is KB Cares Day. We started them 4 years ago, so this is the 4th annual KB Cares Day. It's the first Friday of the school year, every single school year, and it's a big kickoff for KB Connects. We have advisory groups here at Keith Valley where we talk about character education, anti-bullying education, just team building and general wellness. We want the students to form relationships with each other in grade level, and that's what you saw this morning was my homeroom, so just 6th graders, and then across grade levels. So they have a chance to form relationships with students in the building so that they feel like they have someone they can turn to. They also form relationships with their advisor. They have the same teacher advisor for all 3 years that they're here at Keith Valley. Pick your head up and look around. Is there a boy or a girl who hasn't found a place to sit, or they're sitting at the very end of a table all by themselves? Maybe learn their name. Maybe ask them if they want to sit with you. It's not the easiest thing to do, and I get that, okay? But we all want to feel like we're part of Keith Valley. Some of the activities that the students did this morning in my room were, I'm trying to remember, they did speed meeting, so they got to meet each other and just kind of in a lighthearted way, see if they have things in common. Again, reaching out to form relationships with each other and meet new people. And then they also did a masking tape war, which was just kind of crazy, but they enjoy it, and it gets them kind of out of their comfort zone a little bit, which is great too. Again, forming those relationships and having a memorable interaction in homeroom that morning. They did an activity where they listed things about themselves, and then they went around to not only find people that had that in common with them, but people that had a different opinion on those topics as well. But again, they're interacting with each other in a lighthearted, fun way, and hopefully forming some relationships and getting to know, especially the students that are coming from the smaller elementary schools, getting to know more of the student body on their team. So they'll have some familiar faces as they go into the rest of the school year. I think that the activities definitely break down some barriers because most of them are non-threatening. They're not forced into doing it, but they're involved in it either way, even if they're a shy student or whatever. They'll talk about the masking tape war for like weeks, and they'll think it was like the coolest thing they ever did. So even just having that connection and having that in common, it does break down some of those barriers so that when they're in classes with each other, I do see them being able to interact with each other. The faster they form those relationships, the easier it is for us to have them work cooperatively in classrooms and stuff like that. So I do see it feed across those. And in the advisories, they do similar activities, and it's 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And it's cool because you'll see kids saying hi to each other in the hallway, across grade levels, and stuff like that, or recapping what happened over the week the next time they see each other. So definitely see a change in the relationships that they're forming that aren't purely, academic or sports related and that kind of thing.
Back here at the high school, even more training before the students hit the first day of school. This one and many other ones this year, the training programs are all geared up for the safety of our students. Sometimes physical safety and physical restraint is necessary. So we had specific training on just that topic.
CPI is crisis prevention and intervention, and it's a non-violent response to crisis.
Okay, so again, you're using leverage, momentum, and the weak points. Where is the weak point in his grab? Back here. So that's where I want to go, that way. The very first thing you're going to do is just bring your shoulders up and like this. Do you feel that? Don't laugh. So you're going to go like this, and then all you do is turn and run away by looking. Do you see how your hand, it's impossible to hold on.
The first part of the training revolves around verbal de-escalation, how to prevent crisis, how to identify the different levels of crisis, and how to de-escalate. And the second part revolves around how to maintain safety and welfare for students and for staff. We do a lot of training on how to break if you were to be grabbed or you were to be hit or kicked, how to keep yourself safe and how to keep the student safe. And then the final is developing teams that in case there is a crisis, how to respond in a way that is safe for the students and safe for the teachers.
Most important thing with a bite, don't pull away. If you pull away from a bite, they clamp harder and you get more injured. Most of these techniques, your initial thing is going to be do what your instinct is not. So with a bite, you feed the bite. So if somebody's biting me, instead of pulling away, I go at them.
We actually are training most of our staff. We started out with our special education teachers and our building level principals. And then we've also trained the nursing staff, the PE staff, and recently most of the paraprofessionals in the building have been trained.
Here's the one you've been waiting for. You want to see your son or your daughter on the first day of school, getting on the bus, getting off the bus, and walking into school. Well, without any further delay, here it is, the first day of school montage put together by our own Bob Anderson and Andrew Morse.
The first day of school and it's a little confusing, but everyone's trying to cooperate and get all the kids to school safely. So once we get the kids to school safely, it's a good day.
I can't believe it! Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Yes, it's the first day of school and we are so excited to have you back for the 2012-2013 school year. To our new boys and girls, this is Mrs. Hill, your principal, and we welcome you all back to Crickettville for a wonderful, wonderful school year.
What you do in these 720 days is very, very important. Do what you need to do be successful in the classroom, but also take advantage of all of the extracurricular opportunities that we have here at the high school to get involved.
Great place, take advantage of the opportunities, take advantage of all that we have to offer. And I'm telling you, whatever you decide to do, whether it's college, university, military, workplace, whatever you want to do when you graduate from this high school, you'll be able to do it.
Now that everyone is back into their daily routines, so are we, and you can expect new and great things from HHTV this year. So stay tuned. Once again, I'm your student host, Ebony Jimerson, for HHTV's News You Can Use. Thank you for watching, and see you again next time.